Alright, these are the first sections of the ship that I have actually put any Aztec decaling on, and I'm going to move around here so the light tries to catch them a little bit, and you can see some of the subtle changes in shades on the lower fuselage. Now here's a tip for all of you who plan to use these decals, and that's that the sections that are painted blue on this ship, the decals are actually blue. I didn't know it. I didn't look at the decals. I looked at the instructions. It called for me to paint it blue, so I did. And then I realized that the overlays on this were totally blue. So you don't need to do that, actually. You can just leave it white and apply the decals. Or you can paint it, and you might be willing to forego the decals. Some of these in the blue areas are kind of tough to put on, and I do have a few wrinkles. However, I'm going to get some Microsol, which is a decal solvent, and that will hopefully settle those in a little better. And we'll see as time progresses. Okay, this is what people refer to as the neck or the gooseneck, the connector between the upper saucer section and the lower fuselage. And what I've done here is I painted my light blocking flat black coating on both sides. And then I went ahead and I coated this in flat white, several coats until I was satisfied with it, and then covered it with clear pearlescent that you can get from testers, and it turns out rather well. Then on top of that I'll apply the decals, and it'll look similar to what you saw on the bottom of the lower fuselage. Okay, now for you guys who are going to go ahead and tackle this complex decaling set that covers the entire ship, I want to recommend two products real quick, Microset and Microsol. These are decal solvents and setting solutions. They are manufactured by Microscale Industries, which is actually a train supplier. And I found these in the train section of my hobby store next to their paints. Excuse me. So you look for them there. If not, you can probably order them from Microscale online. But they're probably essential fluids for setting the decals and then getting the decals soft enough to set in and cover the detail inside these pieces of the Enterprise. Here I've been working on the neck, as you can see. Got a few decals laid on that. It's a little lighter blue in the middle of the neck than what you see over there on the upper part of the, or the strong back of the lower fuselage. Reason being, I didn't paint it. That is just the decal. The decal is blue. You really don't need to paint, like I said before. Okay, for the past week, besides being sick with a stomach flu, over Thanksgiving holiday, of course, I went ahead and painted and mocked up the electronics on the base. Switches for the internal lights as well as the formation lights are up on top here, and down here is a pot that's going to control the intensity of the sensor dome, the warp nacelles, and the impulse engine. So I think that'll look pretty fancy. And this is just dry fit together of all the engineering fuselage with the warp nacelle pylons and the gooseneck. Everything is painted and decaled. I have not yet glued anything. This will be the last assembly put together because all the wiring runs through it. But kind of give you an idea of exactly how it looks. And of course there's my hand compared to the size of it. I got fairly good sized hands too. So it's a big ship at this point. Having a lot of fun with it. Getting the saucer sections painted and put together. I hope to have them decaled tomorrow. And we'll see where we go from there. Once again, another look at the other side. This is the underside of the base. As you can see, I have a jack here for my power supply with 12 volt feed. These again are my switches, and here's my pot. None of the wiring has been done. I'm going to run this through a terminal bus strip so I can go ahead and bring a common ground back to everything. Just bring different power supply wires up for the ship components. That'll save a bunch of wiring running through this tube, and save me a bunch of hassle in the long run. So you're getting kind of an idea how it's coming together.